No.
Good morning, everyone. It is an absolute pleasure to sit here today as we celebrate not just the 60th anniversary of Penwood and the Jamaica Day, but a very, very special occasion. When we look around our place today, our institution, it is impossible not to think about back in the days. We remember the early chapters of Penwood High School. We remember the challenges we faced in the past, and we remember our modest beginnings, but we embrace all the things that the future has to offer us. And when we look at how far we have come, and when we look at the Penwood that we have now, it is indeed a landmark filled with progress. We have grown from those early dreams into a vibrant institution that continues to mold leaders and create opportunities. Today, we're standing on the shoulders of those who came before us, and we're embracing the future generation as we continue our journey. Today, we are also doing something extra special. We are launching our YouTube page. And our YouTube channel is one that is just not a social media page, it is also going to become our digital archive. As such, we're going to be using this platform to celebrate our students' achievements, not just academically, but whether they did well in sports, whether they do well in a robotics program, etc. We're going to be posting it on our new channel. So please ensure that you subscribe because Penwood High School is indeed going global today. But before we go in to the future that today has to offer, we have a story to tell about where we're coming from, some of the things we have overcome to achieve what we're currently achieving here at this noble institution. This institution started from a vision, the vision of a man who lived in this community and saw what the community had to offer. Mr. Simmons, who I would assume Simmons Park is named after, saw the students in the community running wild. And he said, listen, I'm going to donate the land that I have here, and we're going to use that land to build an institution to house these children to ensure that they get the academic growth that they need. So in 1963, he donated the land to the government of Jamaica. And by 1964, construction began. And I'm happy to say in 1965, Penwood Senior School was able to open its doors. Over the years, we have changed the school's status in many ways. By 1966, we were Penwood Junior School. By 1975, we became Penwood Secondary School. By 1994, we became Penwood Comprehensive High School. And I'm pleased to say by the year 2000, we became Penwood High School. Penwood has indeed been a place of resilience. We're located in the heart of a community which has seen its fair share of struggles, but we have never let our geography define who we are. We have come from those classrooms that were the streets, so to speak, to the online platform where we boast not only now our YouTube channel, but we have a state of the art ICT lab, which was launched with the aid of the Prime Minister, as well as the Overseas Examining Commission, sorry. And we have seen our students moving from localized examinations such as SSC to now doing CXCs and CAPE subjects in all areas. We have even seen Penwood High School for the first time into the Penn Relays in the year 2023. We have indeed grown over the years. Thank you so much.
Good morning, everyone, students, teachers, parents, and friends of Penwood High School. Welcome to this exciting moment, the official launch of our Penwood High School YouTube channel. From vision to voice, a new journey begins today. Let me introduce you to our channel. It's called Penwood High School, your go-to hub for all things Penwood. Our mission is to amplify the voices of our vibrant school community, showcasing the talent, stories, and achievements that make us proud. Our vision is to inspire a global audience by turning our everyday triumphs into shareable, impactful content that echoes far beyond our gates. The purpose of our content is simple yet powerful: to educate, entertain, and empower. Expect dynamic videos on student projects, teacher spotlights, event highlights, academic tips, and creative performances. Everything from CXC prep sessions to netball game recaps and poetry slams. And what, or rather, who is this channel for? It is for you, our Penwood family. Primarily, it's for our talented students eager to learn, share their skills, and see themselves represented. It's for our dedicated teachers and staff highlighting their innovative lessons and behind the scenes magic. It's for our proud parents and alumni, keeping them connected to the heart of our school. And ultimately, it's for anyone worldwide inspired by Jamaica's youth excellence, education, and community spirit. So let's hit play on the new chapter together. Share, like, and join the journey. Penwood High School is live. Thank you.
Today, as we celebrate 60 years strong, rooted in legacy, rising to greatness, we're guided by someone whose journey began where many of you students are right now, in a school uniform, sitting in an assembly, probably not yet fully aware of the greatness ahead. Our host this morning is one of Jamaica's most recognizable and respected voices. With over 30 years in radio and television broadcasting, she has become known for her calm presence, her clarity, her unmistakable voice on the nation's airwaves. She is currently a co host of Radio Jamaica's morning program, Sunny Side Up, and has worked across some of Jamaica's leading media platforms, including Fame FM, RGR, 94 FM, and Television Jamaica, TVJ. But beyond the broadcasting, she's also an educator, an adjunct lecturer at the University of the West Indies, Mona campus, and the founder of her own communication training company, helping professionals, leaders, and young people to find confidence in their voice. What makes her story especially powerful for you today is this: her journey into broadcasting began in high school, reading announcements over the intercom. What started as a simple school responsibility became the foundation of a national career. She is also someone who believes in balance. Whether she's playing volleyball, bird watching, hiking, scuba diving, or spending time with her family, she models a life that is active, purposeful, and grounded. Wow, she's amazing. Students, the voice you hear today did not start on national radio. It started in a school just like yours. And that is why her presence here matters. Please help me in warmly welcoming broadcaster, educator, communication specialist, and someone who truly believes in using your voice to rise to greatness, no other than Mrs. Paula Anna Porter Jones.
Thank you so much, Madame Rochester. It is a pleasure to be here to share with the Penwood family this morning. All of you who are online, whether it's here in Jamaica or overseas, whether you're a parent, a student, a teacher, or just a friend of Penwood, it's a pleasure to be able to walk with you through our conversations this morning. We have two panel discussions. This first panel discussion looks at leadership and legacy. And we are going to be speaking to those people who help to guide the school and keep it moving forward. This is the panel with the leadership, that makes the big decisions, supports the teachers, works with the parents, and sets the direction for the school. So they create the environment so that the students can learn, you students watching too, can learn and grow, and importantly, succeed. What is it? Guided to greatness. That's a plan. So let's welcome our leadership panel as we talk about what it really means to be rooted in your history, in the legacy, and rising to greatness. And of course, on the panel with us this morning, we have Mr. Omar Largi, principal, who I understand used to teach here, was a chemistry teacher and a form teacher as well. We have also Mr. Ricard Atkins, vice principal, and Mr. Renford Jeffrey, PTA president, with us this morning. So we're going to jump right into the conversation. And we're starting with you, sir, past chemistry teacher, form teacher. You weren't back here in 1963, 64 when
No.
things started, but you were here. So as principal now, how do you balance the tradition, what was then, what you knew, while preparing students for a future that looks very, very different from the past?
Wow. Interestingly, I've been positioned at a perfect spot in terms of being the teacher first, then rise into a coordinator, then vice principal, and then the principal. So based on my experience, I would have gotten a mix of what was on the ground. I've spoken to past teachers before, and now being the principal, it gives me that perfect position to know what to do, what not to do. Um, with that as well, we were able to do myriad of things in terms of transitioning Penwood to what it is today. First thing, safety and security. Because with Penwood, the first thing that people believe is that Penwood is a bad school.
Mm-hmm.
That is the very thing. And most of our past students as well may say their experience at Penwood was lots of fights, but that is not as much anymore. So that was my first objective to deal with. And things have been going well so far.
Well, it certainly looks that way. Here you are launching your new YouTube channel this morning. That is evidence of things working very well. So in practical terms, beyond things like the technology, what does rising to greatness look like in the classroom of Penwood, though?
Rising to greatness. At Penwood High School, we look at what we get. We are not bothered in terms of our ranking on the outside. We recognize our position. So whenever a student should come in, say, with a percentage at 30, we ensure that we add value. So we are bringing them from where they are to where they should be. If a child comes to Penwood and not being able to read, we ensure that when they should leave here at grade 11 or at grade 13, that they are functional citizens. So in spite of their backgrounds, in spite of their challenges, we always make sure that they rise to greatness.
To greatness. I love that. And I want to bring Mr. Atkins in at this point in time as we are working on helping those students to rise to greatness. As vice principal, what are the systems or maybe the habits that they need to have implemented to contribute to that success, to be able to rise to greatness?
Thanks for having me, Paula. And I must say, it's a pleasure being here at the launch of the new YouTube channel for Penwood High School. Um, Firstly, Mr. Lage channel in terms of being a principal, I'm pretty much the same route from a mechanical engineer technology teacher, form teacher, grade supervisor, in head of department, now the acting vice principal. It is to me it's very easy in terms of trying to mold in keeping the students focused. So you use all genres that where you're experienced to hold them and to create that steady focus so that at the end we can see them shining. I must add that Mr. Lagi speak about what we get, the input input at times is very low in terms of academic achievement where the students is concerned. But we are tasked with it. It's a rough, hard road. But based on our composition, our teachers, our support group, sometimes it look a little easy
Mhm.
from the outside. But it's a good fit. It's a good what would say at the end we want it to be a good look,
Mhm.
and we have systems that we use to help us to have that show, outlook. I must add that over the years we have developed two um, student awards, and that sometimes help you to say yes. You have done a wonderful job.
So it's not just the systems or the habits of the students, but the school also putting
Great.
in place things to inspire
Right.
the
So we,
students towards greatness. I'm
right.
going to come back to you now, but I
Okay.
want to jump over Mr. Jeffrey.
Hi.
As all of this is happening from inside the school,
Yes.
what does meaningful parental involvement really look like?
Yes. First, I must say that I'm a past student of Penwood High School, and I first came here in 1972, which is 54 years ago.
Wow.
And on account of the role that Penwood played in my life, I became a registered general nurse case manager, worked at the Bellevue Hospital, and immigrated to Canada for 30 years.
Uh-huh.
And I am back now to serve. And I came back specifically for the purpose of giving back what I got from Penwood and the wider Jamaica. So I'm here representing parents of Penwood, and I'm representing the diaspora that I'm actually liaising, bringing back to Penwood and bringing Penwood to the world.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my role. And as my current role as parent teacher, we recognize that the foundation starts at the home, and the parent play a very pivotal role in the education and development of children. And my role is now to draw this parent out to liaise with the school to bring forth the best in our students.
So we have parents that are connected now who are watching on this brand new
Yes.
YouTube channel.
Yes.
What does meaningful parental involvement look like? What should the parents be doing?
That's a whole different conversation, and a whole
Summary.
and not one, but I bring it down to one word: relationship.
Mhm.
When you have meaningful relationship with your children, I have what I call the 6 A's. They need affirmation, acceptance, appreciation, availability, and accountability. They must work with the school, and to bring forth meaningful results. So we need more parents to be involved. They play a key and a pivotal and important role.
I want to bring it back to you, Sir Largy. That kind of partnership with the parents, that kind of inspiration in the classroom with the students, how can the community be a part of that network of meaningful relationships?
Right, under my leadership, we recognize the importance of the community, and as such, during Education Week, we normally invite them for the entire week to participate in all our activities. We also have Sports Day, in terms of staff Sports Day, where we actually invite the community as well to be a part. Or Spirit Week as well, Spirit Day rather. We also invite them to play with us as well. So
Mhm.
the community is engaged. On the weekends, the school is open to them to use our facilities. So they'll also protect our institution as well.
It is a part of the
It is a
community.
part
It's
of the
not just
community.
situated in the
There you
community
go.
under lockdown. I love that. So, what role does today play? You now have a YouTube channel, your digital presence. What role does that play in shaping the school and apparently the community's voice?
What we recognize is that many things are happening at Penwood, but if the world does not know, they just don't know. And I believe that because everyone is now on social media, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, if we go on these platforms and go out there with what is going on, then they will see that Penwood is a changed institution.
And lots of potential. So I'm thank you. I'm gonna jump
Yes.
over, Sir Atkins. Here we are, we're embracing technology, this YouTube channel, and we know that the current generation in particular has some challenges with technology and managing technology. So what is a common mistake you think students might make that limits their opportunity for greatness because of technology?
I think overuse,
Mhm.
overuse inappropriately, and we have to be constantly reminding them because at one point we have, and I'm going to step back a little with COVID. Even last night I was looking back at some meetings we have, some meeting we have online, and I was specifically looking at the Christmas Carol,
Yes.
and I see the impact in terms of the amount of students online, even though it was very challenges at that time.
Mhm.
And I said, is that if parents would just maybe guide, as well, Mr. Winfred has said earlier, and accountability, that is
Mhm.
where it comes in, where the parents involved with that. Parents must be in this, the students or the child life to see exactly what they're doing.
Mhm.
So I put it where that part is rest solely on the parents because it's not every teachers, it's not Mr. Largin, myself. can see what they're doing with the cell phone,
Mhm.
and they by extension they add the tablets, the laptop, so to speak. But I guess as I said earlier, on overuse inappropriately can be an hindrance to them. Nevertheless, there's a lot of systems there where the students can use. I recall in my last teaching stint, it's 2022, and I remember moving over. So the end of the school year 2022, moving over to 2022-2023 school year, I become the vice principal September 2022 first. I remember having a set of students who at one point, I think for 2 terms, I juggled being a metalwork teacher and the vice principal. Just to close off, I remember I asked Mr. Lagi during the interview, so if I become the vice principal, I would like to see through a set of students because we are staff. And I remember that was what helped us to go through. We use the internet, we
Mhm.
use the Google Classroom, and we use it very well. So, but nevertheless, we still have to have safeguard standard to help to mold them because I realize that a lot of students can go off key, can go off the road. We overuse of internet.
I love that you brought the parents in as being a major part of this kind of interaction to
Yes,
help the students to be careful or
right,
be more careful.
right.
And
And if
you,
I may add as well,
Yes, sir.
as a school, we actually have a policy where the students, if they're going to bring the devices, they must get a written permission slip from us.
oh,
So the teachers themselves would have to sign that slip, say yes, they must use it for SBA purposes,
mhm,
or yes, we're going to be using it for online quizzes. So it's a structured way in the school that we use it.
that monitors it to make sure that
Yes,
the positive impact is what is
that is it.
taking place. Jumping back to the parent and the parental role, Mr. Jeffrey, because here we now have a role, things that parents should be doing to help manage and monitor technology in the student's life to reap the benefits. But some parents kind of feel disconnected, especially because they don't really know too much sometimes about the phone and so on. What do you have as advice for those parents who feel disconnected?
All right. What is really on my heart, strongly in my heart when it comes to parenting? They have so many things on their plate, but who is really caring about them, looking out for them? Like one of the things I said, who is caring for those who are caring for others? And when you talk to the average parent, sometimes it's not that they don't want to be engaged, but they're so overwhelmed. They're juggling so many things. So this coming year, I'm actually partnering with some of my partners from Canada and United States to focus on the parent. I said, how are you doing? How are you managing? And when we care for them and listen to them and affirm them, then they will be in a better position. Because some of the time, parents don't even want to hear from the school because they're overwhelmed. Not another
Mhm,
call, but what are they going through, the parents
mhm,
themselves? And this is one of my interests and focus. Before we can engage them in the life of the student, find out how they are doing and
mhm.
support them at that level. And this is what one of my mandate this year, my passion to fulfill.
And you are again making the point that it's all connected because we
Yes.
can't be a good parent if we're not able to take care of ourselves. What I say
Yes,
on the plane,
definitely.
you put on your own mask
Mask
before you
first.
put the
Yes,
mask
yes,
on
Yes,
yes.
yes,
on your
yes, yes,
child. And
yes.
so you are helping now through the school to provide the network for that care and to bring the connection back for the
Yes.
parents and the
And I want to
students.
add to that. I think this is our second year or the third year. The government had assisted us where so we have a series of parenting workshop, and that is one of the things now that is so with Mr. Jeffrey's idea help can even foster that a little greater because what we have done is that we don't call it parent teachers meeting, call it a workshop where but it's so we call it parent engagement. So it's the same format, so you get the parents in, we have games, we have refreshment, and we have various persons who present things to them. So in the light of what is happening where social media is concerned, this could be another way to get to them in terms of having session with them, teaching them what to look for, what not to look for, how they can see what their children is doing online. So this is can be another route in terms of to reach to the parents. But we know we have a schedule coming up where we're going to have another session where we
Mhm.
call in the parents. We have maybe once or twice for the term we ensure that they come and it's not anything to do with we're going to complain about we're going to help them and we're
Mhm.
going to enforce them to
Mhm.
help with their children.
I love that.
Yes.
And as we are here launching this go-to hub for all things Penwood, as we're here discussing the legacy that the school has, the strength that the school has, and how we are positioning the students for greatness, can you gentlemen help me with a closing comment, each of you, as to what is, I know there are many things, but if you can put your finger on just one at this point in time, what is one thing you think the student watching now should focus on to benefit best from this launch pad that is Penwood? We'll start with you, Mr. President.
President.
Yeah, Mr. Principal.
At Penwood, we will unearth any skill that you have so that you can be a better citizen and you're ready for the world.
All right.
I am a tickler for time. Time management can be used as engagement to have them. Say, for example, now we have a strict, monitoring with the attendance to school on time. So we have a series of processes, and it's I see where it's working. So we can use that time management.
Time management as important.
I would say to all students that they are loved and they have gift, talents, and abilities within them, and it is the responsibility of the school and their parents to collaborate with them to bring out the greatness that is within them. Great things come from Penwood.
Great things, great people come from Penwood. Thank you so much, gentlemen. So, this is how we bring to a close our panel discussion number one. We're looking at how it is that the leadership and the legacy can be sustained, carried on, and used as a launch pad for greatness for you, the students who are watching, and those of you who are going to get this message in one way, shape, or form. It's the launch of your go-to hub for all things Penwood, and we are going to be having a second panel discussion. It's coming up shortly with some guests who, like these gentlemen, were here before in different hats, or should I say in different uniforms.
There we go. There we go.
All right, so we are resuming our conversation. It is the launch of the YouTube channel. It's a celebration of 60 years. It's all things Penwood that are positive and showing how much potential is here and being supported into greatness. This is what legacy looks like. This is what we're looking at here. The panel before this one and this one here. Students who become teachers, learners who become leaders. And we are now going to hear how the journey has happened and how it shapes what happens for the current students. So these teachers once sat exactly where you students who are now in the classroom and logged on to the YouTube channel were seated. As a matter of fact, just a pause there. If you are logged on, could you please click like, subscribe? Could you in the chat put any comments or questions you have? You've been listening so far. So make sure that we have your engagement and activity as we're moving through. So, like I said, these teachers once sat where you were sitting. One of the differences, they never had phones to click like, subscribe, and they definitely didn't have a YouTube channel, but they wore the uniform. They did the exams and the tests, and they had big dreams as well. And maybe they had some doubts too, like you may have at this point in time. So now they're back not as students, but as successes to show you that it doesn't matter what happens during the course of the journey through Penwood with the right kind of support, you can rise to greatness. So let's find out what helped them grow. Penwood teachers, now Penwood, previously Penwood students, now Penwood educators. We have Mr. Javon Halstead, history teacher, cadet leader, with us at this point in time. We have Ms. Tanya, I'm saying it right, Thomas. She's PE teacher, as you know, and netball coach. And Mr. Terrell, Mr. Nicholas Terrell. It says mathematics teacher, but Mr. Terrell, I see you doing all of the technical things with relation to the whole YouTube channel. So I know you wear many hats. We're going to start with you, Sir Tyrrell, since you're over there. What are the hats that you wear?
Well, as I said earlier, I'm a mathematics teacher.
Mm-hmm.
I love mathematics. It's definitely a passion to teach maths at my former high school. And I also love IT as well. I'm good with technology.
And that means that you are good now with problem solving and those kinds of things.
Yeah, definitely.
Many students say they're not good with math, but yet still they're good with solving problems. What would you say to those students?
Well, firstly, I would say to change your mindset because to challenge mathematics, you need a growth mindset and not a fixed mindset.
What that means, sir, for those who aren't
Um,
understanding.
you should go with the belief that you can achieve anything by just putting in the work, hard work,
Mm-hmm.
and consistency.
So it's not about can do it now, but it's about can do it yet.
Yes.
All right. So with the work and with the consistency, then we should be able to. Now, how does math, something like math, teach skills beyond numbers, skills that are applicable in life?
Well, for me, could you repeat the question? I didn't get
So
it.
we know that math is about numbers and adding and subtracting. And yes, we know we're supposed to get the right change, and that's good. But there are things we learn in math and IT that help us in life beyond just addition and subtraction. I mean, you've lived through it. What are some of the ways that the way that you've looked at math, the way you approach math problems and so on, help you in life?
Well, knowing math, it helps you to be disciplined. As I said earlier, and it takes consistency. So it gives you a mindset that hey, I need to put in the work. I need to be consistent. I need to be disciplined in an area that
Mm-hmm.
I'm pursuing. It also helps you to know that in life that you just have to you just have to how would put this now? You just have to be a person that think that you don't have to have you don't have to have the talent.
Mm-hmm.
You just need to put in the work. You don't
As
need talent to achieve
mm-hmm.
everything in life. You just need to put in the work.
All right, and I hear them say the word discipline that you mentioned earlier,
Yeah.
and that's a word that our next panelist is familiar with. Madame Tanya Thomas, as PE teacher, netball coach, I know discipline and teamwork and character building and putting in the work.
Yes.
Those are all things that you are familiar with. Taking it back to when you were here, what did Penwood give you that you are now trying to give back to your students?
All right, so Penwood gave me a lot. Well, back then it didn't seem like a lot, but it it was a lot. I was able to come across some awesome teachers who really aspired me to become a teacher. I've
Mm-hmm.
always wanted to become a teacher, but coming here, I've met some awesome teachers who showed me that it is possible.
And sports in general, how did sports and the experience at Penwood shape your discipline that you are now able to apply in terms of being a teacher?
It shaped my life, um, to be exact. Because I played netball coming here. I was the captain for Penwood High for 5 years while being here, and that helped me to push forward in becoming a leader.
I love that. I'm going to bring it across as we're talking about leadership to the cadet leader who's on the panel with us this morning, Mr. Javon Halstead. No, discipline, leadership, identity, and as a cadet, national consciousness on a day like today, which is Jamaica Day. All of those things are involved in your world, and your world came through Penwood and has a history in Penwood and understands where the school was coming from. How does understanding history like that and how things have progressed help the students, help the cadets who are now trying to rise to greatness?
So good morning, everyone.
Morning.
How so? When I was a student here, we had teachers that supported us. So from 2012 to 2017, while I was a student here, we have a lot of students, and Miss Thomas, Mr. Tura can share the same sentiment. Teachers were there for us right throughout the clock. Um, so they would have helped me to know or to become who am I today, a leader. So coming out of a Christian home and coming into this environment, it wasn't easy, but the teachers were there for us. And my mantra for my entrepreneur that I want to become the head boy,
Oh,
and I work towards that.
you were head boy?
Indeed, I was the
Ah,
head boy.
ah.
So from 2012, I said, okay, head boy. So I worked towards a seventh grade student council, grade 8 farm captain, grade 9 sub prefect. When I reached grade 10, I was the only senior prefect in grade 10 during my batch. And then grade 11, I lit the nail on the head,
Head
being
boy.
the head boy. But throughout that, I was always one that was disciplined. And so when I left Penwood, I went straight to college, did my bachelor's degree in secondary education, specializing in social studies, minor in guidance and history. And I came back in 2022 on teaching practice. And I realized that the cadets were here. I wasn't officially a member of the Jamaica Combined Cadet Force as yet, but it sparked on me because I was a cadet.
Mhm.
And I said, no, man, these cadets are running up and down the place. Who is the leader? So I called one of the cadets and asked them, who is the leader? And I had a meeting with them instant, introduced myself, and from there, the passion for discipline reignite.
Mhm.
And from 2022 to now,
Mhm.
I've been the officer commanding
Mhm.
for the Penwood High School Cadet Unit. And it has helped me and it has helped them because we're the third line of defense for the country, the Jamaica Combined Cadet Force.
Mhm.
So they are disciplined enough,
Mhm.
and the guidance that I have put,
Mhm.
they have shown
Mhm.
not only to the school but to the wider community what our motto to unite, to serve, to lead
Mhm.
stand for. We have an initiative where we go out on Wednesdays to the different primary school. But our primary focus this term is to mentor our primary school within the community, dealing with discipline. So
Mhm.
every Wednesday we go to different primary schools. Discipline. That's the
Mhm.
focus for us. Because we want the boys, especially the boys of
Mhm.
Jamaica, to be well disciplined. And so it's for us, it's for me as the leader of the cadet here at Penwood to go out and to make a positive impact.
Mhm.
As our school motto says, rising to greatness. And
Mhm.
indeed, I am rising to greatness, even though we're doing it at a different level,
Mhm.
but we're still under the banner of the
Mhm.
Penwood High School.
Mhm. So we are seeing how the cadet corps is teaching skills that sometimes a regular classroom cannot.
Yes, that's correct.
That's what's
That
happening
is
here,
correct.
and you are living proof of that.
Living
And
proof.
that kind of discipline oftentimes is what helps students to be high achievers academically, not just achieving in the area, let's say, of cadets. So jumping back across to you, Sir Tyrell, and we're looking now at high achievers and struggling students. And I know you have both in your classroom. What do you think are the things that separate the two?
Um, I would say confidence. You have to have self confidence. That's one. Two, they lack consistency, the underachievers. And three, just the motivation. They
Mhm.
need someone to motivate them, like on a daily basis, in order to achieve greatness.
And I'm going to throw the same question at you, Madam Netballer. PE teacher, coach, some just don't do so well. And it's not necessarily hand-eye coordination.
Mhm.
But for you, what do you find are some of the things that separate the high achieving, the high scoring students from those that aren't doing so well? So we have confidence and consistency from Mr. Tyrrell.
I would say the support of the parents at home, because you have some persons who attend school but not on a regular basis.
Mm-hmm.
So, given that they're not attending school on a regular basis, then they would miss out on stuff that happened in class. So, for say, if they were to get a test, they wouldn't score as high as others because they're absent
Mm-hmm.
quite often.
Okay. So that kind of support to help them be consistent, which is in line
Yes,
also
yes.
with what it is that Mr. Tyrrell said. So we're coming back over here to you, Sir Head Boy. I loved when you said you hit the nail on the head and became Head Boy. I was like, I see what you did there. What is that mindset shift that you think needs to happen for students to be able to move from struggling to excellence, to rise to greatness?
You must be determined. Determination is a very strong word. And if you're not determined, if you don't want to achieve something, then nothing will happen. So you have to be determined. And I was very, very determined. My Just to bring in something personal, I am not the richest in my family. I am not the brightest, but I was determined to take my family out of poverty. When I was a student and I shared it right across, I'm not I'm not ashamed now to talk about it. When I was a student here, myself and my twin brother, we only got $50 for lunch money.
Mm,
$50. And when I got my first pay, I divided my pay by 50.
mhm,
And the amount of money that was, I
mhm,
smiled because I was determined to take my family out of poverty. And the support that I had from this school, I couldn't get the support nowhere else. So indeed, Penwood is rising to greatness. And I want to thank the teachers that were here and are still here today. Thank you very much for believing in me,
mhm.
and your hard work has definitely paid off.
Thank you. So here we are. You are a part of the legacy. You have come through as students. You are now as teachers. You're helping to shape the generation that's here. And as we wrap up this conversation, what is the one bit of advice you have to offer to those students that are listening, whether live or they're going to watch the replay later on? By the way, students, remember, like, subscribe, put in your chat, type in the chat your comments. What is the one bit of advice you have for them? Mr. Terrell, I'm starting with you down that side.
All right. So, in order to do well in a subject, you need to spend time with the content. It's close to impossible if you don't. It's close to impossible to achieve greatness if you don't spend time with the content. For example, mathematics. You have to practice daily, daily. Like, right? So, if you want to get 85% or more, you have to practice like 5 times a day. That's my opinion.
Mm.
But that is what I did. And I got a distinction in math in grade 9.
All right, sir. Your advice, the one thing they need to do?
All right. So for me, it's to never give up. Never give up, because if you give up, then you'll never know if you'll achieve what you were set out to do. So that would be my one advice.
Never give up. Love it. And you, sir?
My one advice is to stay focused.
Stay focused. Well, you heard it here. They are a part of the legacy. You are, in your rising to greatness, creating legacy as a Penwood student. And you heard about it. You heard how they did it. You heard about leadership. You heard about growth. But here's the truth, though. The next chapter in the Penwood story, taking us beyond these 60 years, is waiting to be written, and it's going to be written by you, wherever it is that you're logging on from. I'm speaking to the students, but we've agreed that it's not just the students, it's the family, it's the network, it's all the stakeholders together to make this happen. So 60 years strong didn't happen by accident. The next 60 years is going to depend on the discipline, the attitude, the courage that you bring to the table, to the desk. To try again, like you said, when things get hard or when you fail. It's not about failure, no, it's about your growth mindset and the fact that you can and will succeed if you push through. So as we close here today, we want to say, don't just celebrate history, we want to make a decision. Each of us, you make that decision that you will be a part of the greatness. Penwood is rooted in legacy, and you are rising to greatness. I'm Paula Ann Porter Jones, and it was my pleasure to be a part of our discussions today. Thank you so very much. Remember, like, subscribe, share, type your comments in the chat, and keep checking back with this channel. Let me make sure I get it right. What was it? Your hub for all things Penwood. Here we are. And we had the conversation with the leaders. We started with the leadership of the school here at Penwood. We're celebrating 60 years, and we are, of course, launching the YouTube channel. We had another conversation with one students, now teachers, also a part of leadership and guiding students to greatness. And now we have the opportunity to speak with students. We've got two, both grade 13 students. We have Latoya McFarlane and Cadet Khalid Dallas. So we'll start with Latoya. Latoya, you're in grade 13. What are some of the things that you're doing apart from schoolwork? Because grade 13 means whole heap of schoolwork.
Yes, it's indeed a lot of schoolwork, but what I do otherwise from schoolwork is
I am also a president of 4-H club, and I also will help my teachers where necessary. And those are my fields. What I
Outside?
do outside. Yeah,
What's it like being a student at Penwood?
it's very nice being a student at Penwood High School, and I have some nice motivational teachers who give me hope, inspired me as well, and made me feel as if never left out. I have parents here as well at Penwood High School.
I love that. I love that. And as we are talking about legacy, and you are in the middle of that legacy, learning from it, and you are about to be launched into greatness,
Mhm.
where do you see this fabulous start at Penwood taking you in the future?
Well, I see Penwood High School taking me. I am inspired to become a nurse. I love pediatrician, and I love students as well, and also I love teaching as well.
Oh, so we've got
Yes.
lots of choices. You can do them all, maybe one after the other, all at the same time.
Yeah,
Matters not.
that's true. And I love tourism as well.
Ah, there you go. Well, thank you so much. We wish you all the best with all of those dreams. They are possible with the kind of legacy you have and the focus that you're exhibiting. Also, exhibiting focus, you, Sir Cadet Khalid. I would love to hear from you at this time. If you can tell me a little bit about your grade 13 life here. Like Latoya, you must have enough schoolwork, but outside of schoolwork, what else is there?
All right. So, firstly, good morning, everyone. So, outside of schoolwork, we have to do our schoolwork same way, but outside of schoolwork, I'm engaged in the cadet activities, which I'm the acting company sergeant major for the Penwood High School Cadet Unit. It's a great thing to be a part of. The school itself, it's not something bad, as though people would bash the school, say it's a end school or whatever. But so far as I see, I'm been here for at least 7 years, and throughout my 7 years at this school, I don't see no fault whatsoever, as they should say.
I love that. Tell me about your cadet experiences. Where has cadet taken you and taught
Cadet,
you? What
oh,
has it taught you?
cadet take me a far way in my life. Certain things that I usually do before I join cadet, all of that is it's just disappear. It's more like a man. You get me? Or mature more enough, have more discipline, better leadership skills, and can it teach you a lot in life that you have to experience.
So let's follow that trajectory because you are clearly headed for greatness coming out of this legacy of Penwood. Where do you see yourself going?
In near future, I see myself serve in the Jamaica Defense Force.
I love that.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much. That
Yes, ma'am.
is Khalid Dallas and Latoya McFarlane. Thank you both, grade 13 students here, rooted in legacy, rising to greatness at Penwood. Of course, there'll be many other things happening on this YouTube channel. Make sure you like, subscribe, put your comments in the chat, and keep telling your friends about what's happening. So you know that means share. Back to you, Madame.
Thank you so much, Mrs. Porter Jones. At this time, I'd like to invite you outside for our official flag raising because this occasion calls for it.
Yes, it
And this will
does.
be led by our cadet corps.
All right.
All right.